If you're looking for me, I'm probably driving around with the top down, pretending I'm in a music video. Oh, got all the right moves, feeling that strong groove. I'm not afraid to break it down. 2, 3. I'm singing along, I know every note. That drum beat, my heartbeat, that old school soul. No, I ain't afraid of no rainy days. 'Cause wherever I go, that song plays.
Well,
like wherever I go.
Welcome to SkiP HappEns, everybody, and a Friday night, and I'm really digging this music. Listen to this. Dariann Leigh, everybody. There she is, the lady right in the middle of the screen. That's who's singing this song. I'll let it play for another minute. Hang on.
Awesome.
And there she is. Matter of fact, I know she's got her own YouTube channel as well, and there's video after video after video, song after song. Everybody, please welcome Dariann Leigh.
Hi.
HappEns podcast with 92.1 The Wolf, and of course, welcome to Deb Lamphere. She is the president of the official Country Music Fan Club, and she's based right here in Syracuse.
Yeah, welcome.
Yes. How are you, my friend?
Good. How are you guys?
Doing real well, just making it happen. Doing
Right. Everybody's just hanging in there.
it's like we got a lot of time on our hands.
I know.
I was like, I wonder if she's got time to do this on Friday.
Yep.
Wait a minute. It's like,
Friday night. Let's see. Yeah, I think I could swing it just for this month.
Right. In between, like, the adventures to my fridge or, like, doing laundry, like, there's definitely time. I can fit you in.
Yeah, there you go. I know. Going up and down the stairs, going
right.
and all that. It's Dariann Leigh. She's a recording artist. We play the songs on 92.1 The Wolf, and she's in Nashville a lot, but right now I believe she's home. And home is where, Dariann?
Minnesota, up in northern Minnesota.
You're like way up.
Yes, I'm 30 miles from the Canadian border.
Man, you can walk to the Canadian border.
Pretty much.
Well,
so you must be colder than us then.
Right now, I'm not sure what we still have snow on the ground. It's starting to finally melt.
Okay, that's colder.
That's colder. We've been getting snow, but it's not sticking right now. So.
Oh. I've learned to not be hopeful that there's not going to be snow, because as soon as I go outside, I'm excited that there's no snow. 10 minutes later, it just starts snowing.
Exactly.
Well, in Nashville, it's been like 70, 75, 77. I think they hit 80 a week ago. So I know there's a few cold days, but there's way more warmer days.
Oh, yeah. All my friends were sending me pictures, and I was like, you don't even want to see outside my front door.
No.
Crazy. Tell us a little bit about you, Dariann. Tell us about you, Dariann Leigh.
I've been singing ever since I could talk. My brothers used to get annoyed with me because they would skip songs on the radio, and every single time I would know all of the songs. It was how I learned in school, and I started singing publicly more when I was 14 and headed down to Nashville when I was 17 and started recording and releasing music.
Wow. Okay, you're like, and can I ask how old are you now?
I'm 20.
So, okay. 10 years ago, it was like 6 years ago that you really started to perform in the public. And now look at you. You've got songs on the radio, girl. That's pretty exciting.
Yes. It is. It's so exciting.
Tell me about how you, do you sit down and write these yourself? Do you get together with other people? Do you spend time in Nashville at like writers' nights and places like that? Or how does all this work for you?
Yeah, I write a lot by myself. I wrote my first EP But I've been doing a lot of co-writes this last 2 years, especially honestly more recently. I've done a lot when I've been in Nashville, but more recently with everything going on, a lot of my friends and I have been FaceTiming from our different locations and getting some writes in. But I travel back and forth from here to Nashville quite often. And I just do the music thing, film videos, take some cool pictures with cool cars, stuff like that. It's
I
all
noticed that. I noticed that. You got some really cool cars in your videos. And
I know we've
what's
got an
the-
orange theme going.
what's that? I'm sorry.
We've got an orange theme going.
An
My
orange
Give
theme.
Me music video has my brother's orange Jeep in it. And when I went out to Vegas to film the video for wherever I go, my dad went to rent the car. And he asked me what colors I would like. And I was like, I don't know, black, red, silver. I was like, doesn't really matter too much. And he's like, if there's one color that you really wouldn't want, what would you want? I was like, brown? I don't know. So he comes back. I was playing a show. And so he came back and he was like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, for what? He goes, I got you an orange car. And I was like, Dad, that's not a bad idea. Like, that's awesome.
I remember seeing the Jeep. And then I think, did I see you on a snowmobile?
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty
True
cool.
Minnesota.
And
Yeah, what people don't
that
know is
your-
I tipped it.
is that your
Yes.
snowmobile?
It was my dad's. Yeah. Grew up
Very
riding.
cool.
Mhm.
You must
So-
do a lot. Oh, go ahead, Deb.
No, I would say orange is not a bad color because that's
No.
we're orange and blue here in Syracuse, so we'll go for
There
that.
you go.
And I might add the New York Mets are like an orange and a blue too.
Oh yeah, he's a baseball guy.
I just gotta get some. I like the Broncos. They're orange and blue. I just gotta get some.
There you
blue.
go.
Mm.
I love it. I love it. So let's talk a little bit more about you, where you've been, what you've been doing. Of course, like you started when you were 14, and now at the young age of 20, and you sound awesome. I mean, Deb and I
you.
have been listening to the music, and it's like, wow, you got such a rich voice and very soulful and powerful, and it's phenomenal. And how is this like? Your most recent single, when you first heard that on the radio, what was your, I'm sure a lot of people ask you this, but what did you think when you first heard it on the radio?
Oh, it's crazy. It's a surreal moment. I haven't gotten used to it. I have yet to be in the car driving and hear it. I'm waiting for the day that happens. But I've heard it when I've been in the studio and everything, and it's so cool. It never gets old.
We've talked to other artists, and I always ask them that, and one of the popular answers is they just kind of freeze. They just like add a light and the song comes on. They're sitting there. They're like totally out of the whole driving scheme of things. And it's like, that's my song. Oh my God. Even if somebody's behind them laying on the horn, they don't hear it. All they hear is kind of cool.
Do you do most of your recording in Nashville, or do you have a studio out where you're living there?
I've done all of my recording down in Nashville. So I recorded my EP, and then I went back in September and recorded Wherever I Go, as well as another song that I've got waiting. And I recorded some more in February. So we've got lots of songs coming.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Very cool. You've got quite the arsenal ready to go, right?
Yeah.
One after the other. You got some good people on your team too. How does this work with your family and all that?
Oh man, I have 3 older brothers. So yeah, I grew up having to be tough and everything. So it's fun though. My brothers support me a lot, and so do my parents. My parents are crazy supportive, and I've been really, really lucky to have such a supportive family.
Are they into the music side of things or no?
None of my brother sings at his church, but nobody else does like music full time.
Do you sing at church?
I did a lot growing up. I haven't, because I've been gone so much. This is the longest I've been home consecutively for quite a while.
and did you go home because of everything that's going on? You just wanted to be close to the fam?
Yeah, and I still live here in Minnesota, so it's kind of like I'll go home. Everything's going on. I'd rather be home.
Yeah. Do you get a chance to play out a lot? Well, I guess now you don't, but as an independent artist, where are some of the places you would play around Nashville?
I've played at the Doghouse. I've done a couple shows there, full band. And I did a writers round at I lost the name, but I've done a few different things down there, but I'm just kind of getting into the Nashville scene more and more. But normally I average about 2, 3, 4 shows a week. So this is definitely a change.
Yeah. And go ahead.
Oh, that's okay. I was just wondering, I mean, so you're not actually living there, or are you living?
I'm still living in Minnesota, yeah.
So when you're down there, do you have an apartment, or you have friends you stay with? I mean, you're down there quite a bit.
Yeah, I've done hotels, but definitely like Airbnbs is something that I'm looking into. But I'm looking to move in February to kind of make that first huge step down there.
Yeah, I think, being closer to where all the action is might, even give you that leverage just a little bit more, which is
exactly.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. What do you do for fun?
Oh man, I just play a lot of music. Otherwise, my friends and I go on kayak adventures a lot. That's kind of like my thing. We all hit the lake. I mean, Minnesota has 1,000 lakes, so there's no shortage of like ice fishing, stuff like that in the winter. You find things to do for sure, some adventures to take.
Do you ice fish?
I do. I haven't caught anything ice fishing for quite some time.
Not even cold? Wow.
Fun,
do you hunt?
I do, yes, every fall.
There you go.
Okay. To ask what?
White-tailed deer.
Wow. Really? Are you like venison?
I do. We don't. I think most of the time we do like things like deer jerky, stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of where I like that a lot. But it's a lot of fun. I've been hunting ever since I was really, really, really little.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Got to fit in with the boys. Got to keep up.
Yeah, no, I mean, you got 3 older brothers. You got to do what you got to do. Are you like the youngest?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
He just said you have 3 older brothers. Are you the youngest? Yes.
Yep.
What?
Did I miss something?
What? I said you got 3 older brothers. Or did I say boys?
Oh wait, so Wes, my mistake. So is there 4 kids, or are there more in the family?
Yes,
okay.
There's 2 older brothers, and I'm the baby of the family.
Okay, that's it. I was thinking.
Came along, they stopped. That's all.
They saved the best for last. There you go.
Exactly. They needed
Is there a song that you have in your repertoire that you like better than another? Is there something, and like, I'm looking at like all your videos here, and wow, I mean, you've got quite the list, but is there one particular song that you maybe take a liking to than others?
Right now, it's definitely been Wherever I Go. This is the new song. I have some songs that I just recorded that I'm really, really excited for to let people hear them. One in particular is called Let Me Go. I wrote that with the women that wrote Wherever I Go. And so I'm really excited for that one. But right now, it's definitely Wherever I Go. Give Me a Minute does have a very special part in my heart, though, because that was my first release song.
Yeah, and who's the guy in the video?
That is a guy from my brother's church, actually. I was looking for somebody to be in it, and I ended up, the person that I had planned had to back out last minute, and I was trying to think of people that I'd met, because I'm not from where the video was shot, and I was like, I know exactly who. His name is Noah. He seems like a cool guy. He's always game for an adventure, so I was like, Noah, I need you to come join me in this video this weekend. He was like, tell me when and where. Totally game for it.
And he had never probably done anything like that.
No.
And who's the other girl?
That is a girl that is also from down in Brainerd. Her name is Kiana. She's very sweet. I just met her actually when we shot the video, but it was really cool to get her in there and get some more people from that area that
gave you the evil eye in the video.
I know, and she's the sweetest girl. We're like, you have to just play mean, try your hardest, but she's the sweetest.
Yeah, here's a little bit of that song that we're talking about. It's so awesome. Listen to her voice, everybody.
You're a runner who's looking for a reason to stay in this town. But give me a minute of your time, I promise you'll find it's worth it at the end of the night. Oh, I won't make you walk the line. I know that's not the kind of love you're trying to find. It's hard saying gold, love can't be sold. It's a fixer when you're broken, love you till you know it. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
That is Dariann Leigh, everybody. If you're just joining us, you can see it. This is awesome. She's on with us here tonight. She's living in Minnesota, also has hangs out in Nashville and does a lot of her recording there, if not all of it, and gets together and does a lot of songwriting there. But also, if you have questions, just let us know. You can comment with your questions, and we'll pass them over to Dariann. Am I saying that right? Is it Dariann?
Yeah. Okay. Dariann. It looks like it's two names. I'm so used to hearing both ways that I go with it.
Yeah, well, we got man, I tell you, we got a lot of viewers tonight. We got Robbie, we got Corey, we got Sean Freed. Sean Freed is an excellent guitar player. If you ever need a guitar player to come to this area, this guy, he's been there and back again. He was in Chicago for a long time, but he's living here now, and we became friends. But I see he's checking things out here. He says, "Does she need a guitar player?"
Oh, I'm always looking for people.
But he is one of the best. So if we have you come up and do a show, if you're in need of a guitar player, I'm sure Sean would help us out. But
absolutely.
My son just chimed in. You want to know what he said? Hi, Dad. My girlfriend, I love you. my son Zach is 19, but he's Down syndrome, and he's a blessing. We do a when we get done here tonight, check out SkiP HappEns, my podcast, and Zach and Zach with Dad, because he sits with me. He's into all that, and he wanted to marry Kelsey Ballerini back in the day, and that's how he first and this is pretty awesome, because back before Kelsey was who Kelsey is now, they would talk on Facebook.
Really?
Because I knew her label people and this and that, and then Kelsey went out on, actually Rascal Flatts was on tour, and Kelsey was one of the opening acts. And so I took Zach to the show, and of course we went backstage, and Kelsey walked into the room, and Zach was standing there, both of them at the same time. She's like, Zach, and he's like, Kelsey. Then he got down on one knee and proposed. So,
I love it.
I know. I still have those pictures. But anyways, that's, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Amazing.
Anyways, so tell me a little bit more about you. And now you hunt, you fish, you play a guitar, you play music. Tell us about your band. Is it the same guys? Do you use the same guys everywhere?
So I've got a band down in Nashville that I play with down there, and I'm just getting into a band here in Minnesota. I've got some guys lined up here as well. Kind of in the middle of way far up north, so it's finding those musicians and grabbing them and telling them, this is what we're doing, let's go. But they're all, my Nashville band and my band here, they're all great, and they're so much fun to play with and very talented.
And how would you say that your live performance is? Is it high energy?
Yes. Always.
Awesome.
Lots of fun, lots of jokes, lots of laughs. Just having fun.
Where are some of the places that you're playing in Nashville?
Nashville is the Doghouse, and I can't remember the other names. I haven't done too many performances down there.
Where is the Doghouse? I don't think we've heard of that one.
Oh man, it is.
Because I think
it's
been in almost all. Where?
By Live Oak. It's a little bit off Broadway.
Okay. Huh. We'll have to check that out, SkiP.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We the first few times that we've been to Nashville, we go down Broadway, but we kind of stay off Broadway now.
Yeah.
It's a little crazy. It's a little crazy.
It does.
But I used to hang out at the Station Inn, which is a great place.
Nice.
Yeah, that's these places that you look at it and you kind of go, wow, this is a hole in the wall. But they are the best. They are the best places. And if you want to hear great country, or whether it's country or bluegrass, it doesn't matter what the genre is, man. You go to these places and it's just so phenomenal.
Oh yeah, and there's no lack of music anywhere, which makes it even more. If you don't like what you hear somewhere, just go to the next place, and you'll probably like that too. You can go everywhere.
Who have you been on stage with? Have you had the opportunity to be with some of the real big stars, or maybe just an opening act? Have you had that opportunity yet?
I've opened for a couple people. I've opened for Kat Perkins, who was, I believe, second place on The Voice.
Yes.
Jake McVeigh, who works in Nashville quite a bit. I'm opening for Diamond Rio this summer, which I'm really excited for.
Oh, wow. And it's so good that those guys are like back doing what they do best. They are awesome. I grew up listening to Diamond Rio, Brooks and Dunn, and that whole class, that whole era. Phenomenal. So definitely stuff. How exciting you get that opportunity. And how did you get that opportunity?
It's a lineup locally, actually. There's a lot of different artists playing that night, and they know that I'm from around here, so they shot me a message and asked me if I'd be game, and I was like, I am absolutely more than game.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Exactly. How could you say no to that?
Exactly. And so I have to ask you this COVID-19 and this coronavirus, and how is that? Well, you're back home now, but it obviously has affected somebody like you being an independent musician,
Yes.
fairly new. I mean, that's your income, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or do you have another job?
No, I just do music. It's pretty
Yeah.
crazy going from shows often. I had just gotten back from Nashville and was busy doing a lot of work over a week, and so I was at home for that entire week just getting everything done, and right after that it was everybody should stay at home and quarantine and social distance and everything. So it's really crazy and canceling shows and staying home. I've been doing a lot of live shows, giving people some music and some light there, but definitely weird not being out and playing shows.
Yeah, and how is it doing? A lot of the artists are doing it, and it's getting to be more and more and more doing the Facebook Live and doing a Facebook takeover, what they call it, things
Yeah.
like that. Is that kind of like a weird feeling?
It is. You have to get used to, you normally go by the applause and you read the audience, but here
Right.
you can only read the comments. You can't read the faces, because I'm not someone that always has a very stoned set list. I like to do kind of reading off the audience and seeing what they're vibing with. So going off Facebook or Instagram and stuff like that gets to be, it's weird, but it's fun. It's a cool way to be able to socialize while we're not able to socialize.
Mhm. And Robbie's asking, who influenced you to
Oh man, I grew up with a lot of Johnny Cash.
Oh, that's cool.
But
I
my
love Johnny Cash.
brother actually was in a lot of theater growing up, and he got me in plays. I was in, oh man, so many plays, over 20 plays growing up from like kindergarten to my senior year. And that plays, theater and music kind of go hand in hand, but I learned very early on that music was how I learned best in school. I struggled a lot, and so music was kind of how I would be able to register what everybody else was easily registering. But my brother was a huge influence in Johnny Cash, Shania Twain,
Awesome.
Carrie Underwood, absolutely.
And we're talking with Dariann Leigh, who is a Nashville recording artist, and you can hear her music on 92.1 The Wolf. If you have a question, I mean, now's your time to ask, or we're just going to chit chat for a little bit longer. And, it's not like we have to be anywhere anytime soon.
Right.
No. Did you, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I have a meeting scheduled with my fridge tonight to get to my.
Oh, unfortunately, I've had a lot of scheduled meetings with my fridge.
I think we all have.
Maybe too many, if you know what I mean.
Oh my gosh. Somebody posted on Facebook, said, which is worse right now, either going to get your temperature taken or getting on the scale.
Oh.
So it's like, if you had to,
yeah,
because you had to be tested for COVID, or do you want to get on the scale to see where you're at? I was like, not good. Did you go to college, head out to college at all after school, or did you head straight for music?
So I went to the University of North Dakota for a while. That was kind of my dream since I was in second grade. It was that and music, but I was like, it's the normal path for everybody to go down, is to go to school and do what everybody says is right. And education is really important to me, so I knew that was something I wanted to do. But it didn't take too long for me being in a college dorm, realizing that music was where I really wanted to be, and it's really hard to travel around and do shows when I think I was only allowed to miss 2 or 3 classes before they started dropping you letter grades. So I stayed for a semester, and then I did online, and I haven't done schooling since right now.
But at least you had a taste of that experience so that you could say, okay, I tried it and I knew that wasn't where I was supposed to be, or your heart wasn't there. So
I don't know if I would have been able to really decide if maybe I missed out on something if I didn't go. So I'm grateful that I did go and I learned it firsthand.
Yeah.
I love that. I'm gonna be a dad here for a minute.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I have
cool.
dogs. You're all right. All right. Is there a man in your life?
Yes, I do have a boyfriend right now.
Okay. And how does he you? Well, I guess he's home with you now, or you're in the same
he's
right
actually,
or no?
He's in the Marine Corps, so he's on deployment right now.
Oh wow. Wow, makes you God bless you. And thank you for his service from all of us. And where is he deployed to?
He's on a mute, so it's very up in the air and secretive and everything.
Yeah, I got you. Well, we pray for a safe return, and makes you a stronger woman too, to be able to accept a lot that goes along with that.
Well,
So
thank you.
not only goes out to him, thanking him for his service, but thanking you as well for your service, because
Oh, well, it's
really,
nothing compared to them. I got to talk to him the other day,
yeah.
and he was saying the one thing he misses is windows because he's on a Navy ship.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, coming back or?
In July sometime.
Okay. And how long has he been?
He's been gone since December, but he's been in the Marine Corps for 4 years now.
Okay. He's going to make a career out of it?
He's actually getting out in September.
Well, pretty soon he'll be home to you. So
Yeah.
Cool. And does he, when you write your songs, does that help you write songs when you think about your relationship with him?
Yes, I actually just recorded one that is very much about the deployment and everything right now. I'm really excited. I just got the second mix round on that production, and it's sounding really good, and I'm excited for it. But it's great because I'm able to lean on people like my dad and my brothers and my mom and all of our friends.
Kyle is asking, I don't know if you can see the question on your end. Ask if
yes.
you would enjoy chilling and grilling with friends or eating pizza with pineapple topping.
Grilling. I've had a debate with that. Do people call grilling barbecuing, or is a sandwich called a barbecue? That's been one of my debates on my lives recently. But right now, it's definitely like a pizza by yourself because we can't be with each other. But as soon as everybody's good to go, definitely grilling and chilling. I love that.
Hey, while we're going through all this quarantine stuff and us being alone, do you have a favorite food, a go-to food, something that just you got to have?
So I'm an ice cream person, very much so. That's like my thing.
I love it. And what's your flavor?
Oh, I go back to like just basic vanilla more than I do a bunch of crazy flavors, but I do like butter pecan. I take after my grandpa. He likes a lot of the classic flavors. It's my favorite one. It's classic.
Awesome. And also I like I don't know about you, Deb, but I'll eat a vanilla, just plain vanilla. I'll put anything on it. I love it. So
I'm chocolate all the way. Chocolate ice cream, chocolate syrup, chocolate sprinkles, chocolate chips, chocolate brownies, death by chocolate. That would be me.
I noticed that you've done some covers.
Yes.
And this is, of course, you did Miranda Lambert's White Liar. I see that on your videos here. What a voice. Listen to this, everybody.
Comes out a little at a time. It burns like a fire. Slips off of my tongue like turpentine. And I don't know why I lie. You better be careful what you do. I wouldn't want to be in your shoes if they ever found you out.
Now, is Miranda Lambert like one of your favorites to do a cover of? And you're a big fan of Miranda?
I do. I like Miranda a lot.
Have you had a chance to meet her?
No, I haven't. She's one of the ones I haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to soon, though.
So I got to ask, how many brothers? You got 3. Are they all living at home, or did you say one was not at home? Or
they're all moved out now.
Oh, they're all gone. You're the only one now.
Yep.
I was going to ask if they were home that you would have to be the one to cut their hair.
Oh man, I've cut my brother's hair once, but he wouldn't let me do too much of it because he was scared.
Well, I'm kind of wondering, it being a guy, all the barbershops are closed, and for the ladies, salons are closed, and we don't know when they're going to open up again. That somebody's going to have to take care of this mop. It's not too bad yet, but I told my wife, I said, Nance, you're going to have to cut my hair, and she just laughed and said, absolutely no way I'm touching that head. So
it's better you have long hair. It's not so bad. It's when we have to go without coloring our hair, which is a problem. That's the upkeep, exactly. So
I think everybody's getting good at like Amazoning what they need and buying random things to get through.
yeah, Amazon's been a little bit on the slower side these days. But
oh, absolutely. It takes a while, but
Yeah.
I know a lot of friends of mine, like my mom this morning was looking at things to cut our dog's hair because you can't bring your dog
the
to
groomers.
there.
Yeah. So, you know, somebody said
yeah,
it's a superstar, and I have to agree with that 150%. And, Lori says we don't pass many DQs without stopping a Dairy Queen. How true is that? That's cool. Do you know Lori?
Yes, that's actually my mom.
Oh, I got you. I'm looking here, and I see there's a Corey on here as well.
Yes, that's my dad.
Dad?
Yeah.
Oh man, I love it. I had no. That's so very cool. So very cool. Of course, he's probably reading my son's notes here. It's here's a good example. All right, that's Zach. It says it's time. Dad, hi, Dad. What is Mom saying about upstairs? Now brush teeth is dirty. See, that alone, I have no idea. But anyway, so
I have a question.
Yes.
So you're an independent artist right now, right? So are you knocking on the label doors when you're down in Nashville, or are there showcases for the record folks to come and listen to you? How does that all work?
So I've had a couple label approaches. I haven't gone with any of them. I like to make sure that if I'm doing something, I'm able to be true to myself and my core values and things like that. I do work with a couple different companies down in Nashville. Laminate Entertainment is one. Mark Fortney Butters used to play for Trailer Choir. And they were touring with Toby Keith for a while. So I work with him quite a bit. They're like my mentors, and they help guide me and help me make the decisions that they know I would like to make and things like that. I feel like you probably know him. Dad's in the house.
Dad is in the house.
That's so cool. And your dad's got to be so proud of you.
Yeah.
You know, the support. I mean, family support means so much for somebody like you that's,
it does.
You know, attempting to live your dream. And this is a good example of, with everything that's going on right now, you're able to come home and you got a place to go. You got mom and dad that love you, and they're going to support you, and they know what you're going through. And, you know, that means a lot right there. It doesn't matter who you are and how old you are. To have that support is just amazing. So
yeah. They love it too. My parents will run my sound most of the time for my shows. And my dad has fun with it. My mom has fun with it. They're very supportive. Absolutely.
Very cool.
Be able to do it without them.
Your mom runs the sound?
Yes. When my dad's unable to come, my mom will run the sound. She's pretty good at it. She's very good at it.
We have a little more high end. I need a little more on the monitor. Okay, that's that's too much. That's too much. Back off a little bit. No, I know.
My mom's better at it. My mom knows, like, she'll ease into my in-ears, not much. So that my dad will just blast it, and I'm jumping because I hear it, and it just nails me in the ears, and he thinks it's funny. So they're both, each one, there's things.
I love it. I love it. Well, you know, we'd love to get you up here when all this is said and done. And of course, we'd love to go on a radio tour, and love to get you up into the Northeast and get you in front of a lot of our listeners, if not all of. I mean, I'll tell you, we got such a big following here when it comes to country. And Deb, with her her country music fan club, and what she's doing is bringing a lot of artists like you in as well. And you know, we work together and we make it into a show, and we get in a venue, and we give away tickets.
Pack it up. Pack the house.
I love that.
Yeah. Deb, tell her a little bit. Deb, as I mentioned in the beginning, is very familiar with Nashville. Deb she was a seat filler for all the big shows for quite a while, and she's had that opportunity. She's got, her son lives in Nashville. She has pretty much taken that over, running the seat filler job. You're running that company, right?
Well, right now I'm going to be a team leader with them, and we're going to be working very closely together. And I've been doing that for probably 15 years, the seat filler thing. It's been a lot of fun. We've had a lot of great experiences with it. So I'm getting a little more heavily involved in that area there. But our fan club organization is something that we started a couple of years back, and new artists and upcoming artists come to town, and we put showcases on for them. We give them a venue to play, and we basically fill the house with the community. We bring the vibe of Nashville to Syracuse because not everybody can get out to Nashville.
Right.
So we introduce you to a new fan base, and we introduce our fans to new artists. They get the up close and personal touch, and we have a great time doing it. So, and there'll be a lot more things coming down the road here this year. Once we get out, we had all these plans, right, Skip? And then COVID happened, and we're all just kind of hanging out now at a standstill, which everybody is. I get it, but you know, our fun will begin lively, hopefully in the summer sometime. So.
Reverb.
What's he? I gotta put my glasses on because I can't see it there.
He has a tendency to like to play with things in the middle of stuff, and he'll play with it into my ears. And so I'm like, what is happening? What is going on?
When you're performing?
Not all the time, but when we'll play around here and practice.
Oh,
and
I
stuff
got
like
you.
that.
I got
He
you.
doesn't warn me that he's gonna add these things or change these things. I just hear them and just kind of go with it.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Oh, we got quite a few people there. We saw quite a few people popping up there saying hello. So
yeah, exactly. It's busy. Somebody's sharing this in Alaska, which is great. Have you been to Alaska?
I haven't. My dad has been. I've never been to Alaska.
I would love to go there someday.
Oh, same.
Someday when I retire.
I'm not going to let you retire too soon. So
you know, even the radio thing is one thing, but I'll be doing this for a long time. Doing here tonight.
Yeah.
You know, Dariann, it's such a pleasure to chat with you and your dad. And you're just you're such a sweet person. You really are. You sound very dedicated, very passionate. We can't wait to see you perform live.
Thank you. I can't wait to when all this is over and we're all able to hang out and play some music. I'm excited to. Thank you for having me.
No, absolutely, and thank you for being so being available.
Absolutely.
Just quickly, outside of your hometown in Nashville, do you generally get out to perform any other states, or do you have any favorite places you like to go to?
I love the Minnesota in the summer by the lakes. That's some of my favorite. I've performed
lake hang. Yeah.
Everybody gets to end off their lake day. I get to go play next to a lake and have fun with their stage and their lights and everything. It's always fun. I've played all over Minnesota, a bit of Wisconsin and North Dakota. I've done a couple shows down in Vegas, which has been really fun. Was hoping to be able to still expand that amount here this summer, but if not, there's definitely some adventures still to be had when everything's over.
Did you say you?
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you gotta have a lot of patience with everything that's going on. You know, it's like your career right now is kind of like on hold.
Yep.
Yeah.
At no fault of your own. You know what I mean? You're still there and ready to go once you can go. And I know you're gonna go far. It's just like it's gotta suck right now because you're just like waiting.
Right. It helps being able to do things though and going live and all the rights I've been doing with my friends. It doesn't feel like we're slowed down too much because we're still doing what we can to keep moving, which is great.
Excellent. Deb?
I forgot my question. Oh no, now I remember. Hang on. It's like I walk into the next room and I forget what I'm going to get. You had mentioned you shot your last video in Las Vegas?
Yes.
No, is that a place? Did you pick that place, or is like what made you go to Vegas versus doing it at home?
Right. We had done my first video very Minnesota themed. We threw the Mighty Ducks in there because that was shot or about Minnesota. And so we went to Vegas. I have some family out there. But my videographer had said, actually, I think it was based off of a Kelsey Ballerini video. He'd always dreamt of shooting a video in the desert. And I've done all of my projects with him. And because I had family out there, I had many connections that I could make. And I was like, you know what? Let's go to Vegas. Let's shoot the video out there and let's see what we can do. And it was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's good. I was just curious.
Yeah.
There's so many places to pick from.
Right. And there's so many places that are beautiful. And I kind of hope to do that at some point, to be doing more things in different areas and things like that. It'd be fun.
Well, I actually wasn't thinking for, I hear Vegas and what pops in your head is the strip and the lights and this and that's attractive, but then you forget there's the beautiful country that's out there too that's even more attractive.
Yeah.
So
I can't walk into many places in Vegas. I'm only 20. So if I tie my shoe, they're telling me I gotta hurry along. But it was cool. We got to film at my cousin's business, and definitely we hit the desert and did some things out there, which was really fun. But everybody else is like, so you went to Vegas for your video. What's your video about? And I'm like, well, you'll just have to wait and see.
Right.
Wait and see.
And now they get to see.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And we've been chatting with Dariann Leigh, and she's in Minnesota. And of course, I'm going to play a little bit of this again so everybody can get another feel of your great music.
If you're looking for me, I'm probably driving around with the top down, pretending I'm in a music video. Oh, got all the right moves, feeling that strong groove. I'm not afraid to break it down. 1, 2, 3. I'm singing along, I know every note.
Go ahead, sing it.
Right? That old school soul. No, I ain't afraid of no rainy days, 'cause wherever I go, that song plays. Like wherever I go, that song plays. You know those sad days, those low down bad days when nothing and no one seems to turn out right. Oh, I know that medicine, that healing blessing that keeps me moving towards the light. I'm singing along, I know every note. The drum beat, my heartbeat, that old school song. No, I ain't afraid of no rainy days, 'cause wherever I go, that song plays. Like wherever I go, that song plays. Rain, go away, come back and see me some other day. I'm turning the dial up on my heart. No, you can't tear this girl apart. When that song plays, ooh, that song plays.
I love it.
There you go. There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Dariann Leigh. Check this video out. Check them all out. Go to YouTube and look her up. Wow.
So
We're going to let this play. I mean,
that old school soul. No, I ain't afraid of no rainy days, 'cause wherever I go, that song plays. Like wherever I go, that song plays.
Zach has a new girlfriend.
You're looking for me, I'm probably driving around with the top down, pretending I'm in a music video.
wow.
Very nice.
There it is, Dariann Leigh, everybody. And if somebody wanted to get a hold of your music right now, I'm sure they can go to wherever they download their music from and buy your music, correct?
All over streaming platforms, iTunes, Spotify, on
All over the place. All over the place. Plus, call your favorite radio station and tell them to play Dariann Leigh. So
exactly.
that is so cool. Hey, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to hang out with us here a little bit on a Friday night and talk to us about you. Your life, your career, and it's just getting started. We're really excited for you. There's a lot of great talent, and you're one of them, one of the great ones, my friend. You know, there's great, and there's really, really great, and you're like really, really great. Your voice, and I said it in the beginning, is just phenomenal. Have you had voice training at all?
I did a lot. I was in choir growing up all throughout my life. I took about 5 years of vocal lessons, so definitely worked for it.
Yeah. How did you pay for all that? What did you?
My parents were very good with all of our passions and things like that, supportive of it. And if they saw us working hard, that was their biggest thing. If we were truly working hard, they had no problem helping us out. But we had to be working hard and deserving of it, and showing that we were willing to work and put in the work.
That's awesome. You got great parents.
Thank you.
Awesome. I love hearing that, and I love, I'm seeing some of the comments here, so it's great from your dad. Yeah, but
a lot of great comments.
yeah, I was we were going to let you go, and I am going to let you go in a minute, but real quickly, we're talking about growing up. You being the young age of 20 right now, what kind of jobs have you had? Were you like a girl? Did you work at a pool, maybe a lifeguard or something like that, or
so
did you?
Really, a very random one. I delivered phone books, hand delivered from place to place with a big crew that did that growing up. I babysat, I waitressed, I've worked at an office, I've done a few different things.
Not at all.
Yep.
I got you. Well, good luck in your career. Good luck with your
Thank you.
with your music, and here in Syracuse, where I work, I've worked for the big guys. I'm working for the smaller guy now, and I'm loving every minute of it. And we get an opportunity to actually, like we're talking here tonight, and I get an opportunity to decide what I'm going to play. And a lot of the newer artists, the independent artists, I firmly believe they need to be heard. And somebody like you, that's, you're paying a lot to get your music out there to a promoter, so on and so forth. Your music needs to be played. And I mean, we hear your voice, as I've said a million times tonight. Our listeners need to hear you.
Thank
and
you.
say, wow. And we don't hear, I mean, we're starting to hear more, but we need more females on the radio.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So, yeah. Well, Dariann Leigh, I'm going to let you go. I know you got a busy night heading towards the fridge. And, putting your sweats back on and chilling on the couch and watching a little television or something. But,
there we go.
Well, I do appreciate you taking the time to talk with Deb and myself here tonight. And we look forward to hopefully down the road, we're going to be able to meet you. Deb and I are in Nashville quite often, so maybe we'll see you there. So
absolutely. Thank you both.
We'll track you down.
Yeah, we will track you down.
Absolutely. You don't have to
mom and dad hello. All right. Even though we've never met, but they sound like they're really cool. So that's very, very cool. All right. God bless you, my friend. And thank you for joining us here tonight. And just be careful.
Stay safe.
Yes.
Stay safe. Stay healthy.
Having me. And everybody commenting, you guys stay safe as well.
Let me just see if we got any more. Lonnie Park. Lonnie says hello. Lonnie's a musician here.
Hi, Lonnie.
We did. I did. Lonnie is awesome. John Williard. Do you know John Williard? He is a voiceover. He's a voiceover guy. And he used to be, and I really miss his voice, but he was the voice of the CMAs for years up until recently.
Right.
That's who John Williard is. And John's got us on tonight. And,
so cool.
Yep. Very cool. So we got some big time people here. So that's awesome. Again, we love you, and it's a pleasure to meet you, pleasure to chat with you. And I hope our paths cross like sooner than later. So
yes,
absolutely.
All right.
We'll make it happen. We'll make it happen.
And even one way or another, because we know what you can do, we'll get you here for a show as well.
Let's do it.
We're on it. Take care. Be safe. All right.
As well.
Take care. Bye. Bye, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
Yep. Thank you for having SkiP Happens on. And not only that, but Deb Lamphere with the official Country Music Fan Club. And before I let you go, Deb, if you want to give that website, go ahead. Tell us a little bit how
we are at. Follow us on Facebook, the Country Music Fan Club. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. Check out our website. It is being updated. We have a digital experience being built that should be up and running by the end of the month, which we're very excited about. A lot of good things happen. We have a great team in place that's very excited to show off some new things and get some great artists to come on out to be in your area. So
there you go. All right, everybody. Take care. Have a great night. Again, stay safe, stay healthy, and make sure you subscribe to SkiP Happens on YouTube, and you're not going to miss a video. So it's cool. Good night, everybody.
Take care. Bye.
Now
you have to sign us off.